Hello and welcome to today's video. Now in today's video I do want to talk about a topic that is actually very close to my heart, because I used to be that skinny guy and I absolutely hated it. People would take the mick out of me, I'd be made fun of. I was actually embarrassed to even take my top off on holiday at times, so I wanted to change it, I wanted to do something about it. And I started training and I'd get into it for a couple of weeks and then I did something stupid and I actually listened to the people that were hating on me, I guess, the people that didn't want me to succeed, the people that didn't want me to make a change. And I would get into it for like a couple of weeks at a time, and then I would listen to them, and then I would stop, and then I would start again. And then I just realised, I wasn't actually gonna be any happier if I just stayed the same. So I decided to just throw caution to the wind, and I went for it, and I just continued to train, and I started to research and find out what I needed to do in order to change my physique. And you keep going and you keep going, and then you get to that point where someone turns around and goes, "Have you been working out?" And just that one little bit is enough to let you know that you are making progress, you're doing the right thing, you feel good about yourself, and that's all the motivation that you need. So my point is that I've been there and I've learned many things along the way, so I wanted to share with you those things. And these are things that I don't recommend that you do, these are things that you absolutely have to do in order to make a change and in order to go from being the skinny guy to the muscular, good looking, much better version of yourself. So stick around and I'm going to jump straight into them. So the most important thing when it comes to putting on weight is your nutrition. And now that goes for across the board on everything. The most important thing is nutrition. Now I'm going to put on the screen a little hierarchy triangle to show you the importance of your calories and your protein intake when it comes to building your physique, because those are the two most important things. The most important is calories, then very close second is your protein intake. Now in order to put on weight, you must be in a calorie surplus. You must be eating more calories than your body needs. It's non-negotiable, that is a fact. You must do it. So you need to be consuming more calorie dense foods. Now there are healthier foods than others, but if your sole goal is to put on weight, then you must be having more calorie dense foods. And I have done a video on this, so I'm not going to dive too much into it and spoil this video. I'll put a link in the description for you to go and check that out, and I recommend that you do, because it should be very helpful for those of you that are struggling to put on weight. Now you can just try the approach of eating more and hoping that you're eating the right amount of calories, and you may or may not see results. But if you do want to understand the amount of calories you should be eating and hitting that target, then hit the subscribe button now, because I have plenty of content that will help you out. I'm also going to be releasing a nutrition and training plan specifically for hard gainers trying to grow and put on muscle. So stick around, subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and that will be out very soon, and you'll know about it if you're subscribed. So another thing that you should do to make sure that you are on track and making progress is to track your progress. You should be tracking your food and drink consumption, your weight, and then compare that with progress pictures. So with food and drink, you need to be tracking to make sure that you're having enough calories and also having enough protein. Now protein, you should be working out by roughly having 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you should be having 200 grams of protein a day. Now it's not exact, you don't have to have exactly 200 grams, but that is a good figure to aim for as an example. Now it is supposed to be that you have 1 gram per lean pound of body weight, but because I'm assuming that most of you watching this are in the skinny or slim category, then just go for 1 gram per 1 pound of your body weight. So I think you should also be regularly weighing yourself. Now I would say you should weigh yourself every few days, because it's a good indicator that you are on track. If your weight continues to go up, then you know that you're having the right amount of calories and you're doing the right things. However, with that being said, do not panic if you're weighing yourself regularly if your weight doesn't go up every single time you step on the scales. There are going to be so many factors that are going to affect you putting on weight. So whether you've been more active from one day to the next, whether you've had more sleep from one day to the next, there's so many different things. So do not panic if you find that you are not putting on weight every single time you step on the scales. Just try to make sure that you see the the upward trend of your weight going in the right direction, and that will be a good indicator that you know you are on track and you're doing the right things. Another thing I should mention actually is when you weigh yourself. So try to weigh yourself first thing in the morning at the same time every time you weigh yourself, and make sure that you do it after you've been to the toilet and before you've had anything to eat, because then it will be a fair comparison from one weigh-in to the next. Now, you shouldn't just rely on the scales to let you know if you're on track, because let's be honest, ultimately we are trying to change our appearance and how we look. So a way that we can track that is through pictures. So what I'd recommend is that you take a picture with good lighting in the same place every time, and do it no more than every couple of weeks or so. If you're doing it every week or every few days, you're not going to really be able to see much of a difference. You have to give yourself a chance to make a change. So every couple of weeks in good lighting in the same spot, take some progress pictures and make sure that you are happy with what you are seeing in the mirror and the progress, because ultimately that is what we're trying to change. So I also want to tell you that more time in the gym does not necessarily mean more muscle and better results. The whole time you're in the gym, you're going to be burning calories, and that is not what you want to be doing right now. You want to make sure that you have a clear plan of what you want to get done before you go in the gym. Get in there, work your muscles, fatigue your muscles, work out intensely, but don't waste too much time on it. You don't need to spend any more than, I'd say, an hour in the gym. That should be plenty of time to get what you need to get done, and then get in and get out and limit the amount of calories that you are burning, because the more calories you burn, the more you're going to have to eat, and it's just going to be a lot harder for you. Right, so one thing I wanted to talk to you about is supplements. Now, despite the title of the video saying must-dos, you don't have to have supplements. They are a means of assisting you in your training, and you do not have to have them, and you can get great results without them. They are just a good help on your way. So yeah, I'm just going to go through the ones that I would recommend. So there are only 3 that I would actually properly recommend. One of them is a protein shake. It doesn't matter too much which protein shake you get, just try to get one that is tasty, really. And you can get different kinds of ones that are based on calories, so I would obviously pick one that is high in calories. Normally they're called things like mass gainers. So that is a protein shake that has a high number of calories, and if you are someone who struggles to put on weight, which I assume you are, then finding a mass gainer protein shake would be a good thing to do. In fact, I'll probably put a link of one in the description below, which should help you out. So that is my view on protein shakes. Then you have creatine. Again, you don't have to have it, it's a nice thing to have. What it does is it gives you that energy when you are trying to lift heavy in the gym. If you're trying to hit PBs and things like that, then creatine is something that you should definitely consider. It's probably the most heavily researched product and has been proven to have many benefits. The other thing that I would recommend, I don't actually have any more of, so I'll put a picture on the screen now, which is pre-workout. Now, pre-workout is something that is good when you are obviously running low on energy and you need to get a gym session in and you just are extra tired. Now, I wouldn't recommend using it all the time. It's there to help you on those days where you are feeling super fatigued and you need to get in and get a good session done. So I would recommend that you find yourself a good tasting pre-workout that you like, and that will help you when you're struggling to get yourself to the gym and work out. That's what it's there for. So a point that is so often overlooked is that you need to give your body time to rest and you need to sleep well. The great thing about building muscle is that you need to rest a lot and eat a lot. Now that is some people's idea of heaven. So make sure that you give your body the chance to do that. When you're in the gym and lifting weights, you are destroying your muscles, and outside of the gym, they are then repairing and growing. So give it the chance to do it. Don't be thinking you need to be going to the gym 7 days a week. That is going to be overkill and you're not going to allow your body to recover. Limit it down to 4 or 5 days a week. That should be plenty and you should get better results. So I want to end this video by giving a word of caution, and that word of caution is to not get too fat. So I'm assuming that the plan will be to bulk up, as you're going to be trying to do now, and then you're going to want to cut down and get shredded and lean once you've put on some muscle. So keep that in the back of your mind and don't get too overweight, because sadly having a lot of calories, yes, will help you to build muscle, but you're also going to put on some body fat as well, which I'm assuming is unwanted. So keep that in mind when you are putting on weight. I would recommend that you run a sort of 12-week plan of a bulk and then assess where you are at that point and decide whether you are happy with where you are in terms of how you look, or whether you then need to go onto a cut to lose some of your body fat. If you do need any assistance with shredding or cutting, then I've got plenty of other videos. I'll put a link in the description for some as well. And that's really it, to be honest with you. So those are the things that you simply must do in order to put on weight. I know that the supplements were an option, but they will help you out quite a lot. So as always, if you have made it this far and you found it useful, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content just like this, hit the subscribe button. It is entirely free. It doesn't cost you a thing. It just means that you'll be connected to me and you will support the channel, which will be much appreciated. I'll also, if you subscribe, you'll also know when I release the training plan and nutrition plan that is specifically for skinny or slim guys who are trying to bulk up and put on muscle. I will let you know as soon as they are finished, and it should be very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.